Здравейте на всички, аз съм Хънтър и добре дошли в първи епизод от може би новата ни поредичка на Expeditions Rome. Игричка, която представлява RPG, което ще гледа подходово RPG, което ще гледаме нашите човечета от, така да се каже, птичи поглед. Камерата ни е поставена отгоре и ще се бием подходови битки и ще разрешаваме разни загадки. Игричката е създадена от Logic Artists, едно студио, което аз не познавам, което е свързано с THQ Nordic, които са всъщност публикуват играта. Играта излезе точно на 20 януари тази година и викам да се впускаме в нея, тъй като нямам търпение. В интерес на истината съвсем наскоро разбрах за тази игричка, не знаех нищо преди това за нея, не бях чувал изобщо и когато видях за какво става дума, веднага много ме спечели, затова сега ще я тестваме. Този път ще играем RPG, което CRPG, което не е с фантастични... Всъщност, мисля, че няма фантастични елементи в играта, по-скоро си е само свързано с Римската империя. Доколкото разбирам, времето, в което се развива играта, е малко преди империята да загине, което ще рече, че действието се развива преди Христа.
In the year of Lucius Licinius Lucullus, Rome was prosecuting several wars of self-defense, most notably in Greece, where Lucullus himself was commanding the legions. With everyone's gaze directed at the provinces, few could have known that a seemingly inauspicious event in Rome would become the central fulcrum around which the fate of the Republic would turn. The paterfamilias of a venerable patrician house had passed away unexpectedly, and a senator by the name of Vitellius Scaevola had made a bid for the hand of his eldest child. His widow alone believed that Scaevola had poisoned her husband, and now strove to take his place and claim his property through marriage. Acting in secret, the widow arranged for her youngest child to be taken out of their villa in the dead of night and smuggled out of Rome.
Character Creation имаме. Добре. Така, можем ли да си приближим? Можем да си приближим камерата. Окей. Лица, значи можем да играем Family Name. Аз си избирам, така ли? Не мога да си напиша. Имаме Nickname, First Name, Family Name, Nickname, Gender. Как сменяме? Така. Male. Окей. И да видим какви лица имаме на разположение. Окей. Ако ще сме някакъв млад, този е така. То ние трябва да сме млад. Всъщност ние сме това явно дете, за което говорят. Но имаме доста възможности. Добре, чакайте да видим първо. Имаме hairstyle. То какво е? Може да сме с малко по-дълга коса и малко по-къса коса в общи линии. Добре, тази прическа като че ли най-ми допада. Добре. Така. И да видим какво има на разположение сега. Този портрет може би. Или този портрет. Мисля, че този портрет ще бъде най-добре. С такава по-към руса коса. Не, това е към червено. Това е той към червено. Нещо такова. Окей. Body height. Average. Tall. Very tall. Не. Ще сме tall. Айде. Така. Фестус, аз мога ли да... Това са рандом именца, които ни дава. Добре, я да видим как ще се казваме. Ще се казваме АЛЕКСИОС. АЛЕКСИОС ще се казваме. АЛЕКСИОС. Family Names. А тук си избираме. Я да видим. Амилиус, Атилиус, Акилиус, Клаудиус, Фабиус, Фюриус, Корнилиус. Този никнейм и него може да си го избираме. Марселус. Ще сме ПРИМОС. АЛЕКСИОС. Съмпрониас. АЛЕКСИОС. РОМИЛУС, ПРИМОС. Звучи добре. Я да видим какво ще имаме на разположение тук. Вирджиниус. Амилиус. Не, значи първото ни име, що ме са, няма да е... Добре, айде, ще сме Алексиус, Ромилус, Примус. Така. Нямаме много избор от към това да си правим герой, но все пак поне е хубаво, че има някакъв character creation. Така. Each of these three perks unlocks unique dialogue options to persuade other people in different situations. Think about what kind of character you want to roleplay and choose your rhetorical style accordingly. During the story, you may get a chance to master a second technique. Добре. Ethos. The art of using the power of your authority or your abilities to get your way. С сила. Logos. The art of convincing someone with sound, logical arguments and reasoning. Мисля, че сме това. И Pathos. The art of winning people over using stirring rhetoric or emotional manipulation. Ще заложим на... Всъщност и Патоса ми харесва сега като идея. Какъв герой да сме? Да ги с сила. Да ги убеждаваме с сила, да ги убеждаваме с логика. Или емоционална манипулация. Патос. Ето слогос патос. Мисля да сме по логиката, честно казано. Така че заложим за сега на логос за първото ни преиграване. Така. Legendary General. Значи Normal. Сега аз играя за първи път Iron Man. Това какво беше? Disables Manual Saving. О, не, няма как да стане. Combat Death. Enables permanent death of party members if they bleed out during combat. Добре, това ще го оставим да е он. За да имаме така някакво притеснение и да може да мислим по-тактически нещата. Така. Legendary General and Politician Caesar conquered Gaul and nearly became Emperor of Rome. Before his political opponents assassinate him, if you chose this setting, you will be challenged, but you are likely to raise to greatness. Сега на Insane не мисля да играем при никакви положения. Considered one of the greatest commanders of his time, Pompeius was a friend of Caesar's who opposed him in a bloody civil war. Caesar defeated him and he fled to Egypt where he was killed. On this setting, your difficulties will be great, but your victory is all the sweeter. Аз нищо не знам още за играта. Затова мисля да започнем на нормал. Така да опипваме почвата. Защото ако затръгнем на хард, аз още не знам нито механики, нито нищо и ще трябва да... Макар че защо не? На хард. Да пробваме хард. Как са нещата на хард. Да видим така да се тестваме. Да видим колко ще е хард.
Did you hear me, Domine?
Your body is surely present, but your mind seems somewhere else.
I'm sorry, old friend. I guess I'm still thinking about what happened.
Our departure was very sudden, I know. But do not dwell on the past. Better to focus on what's coming at you. I asked the Triarchus how close we are to Lesbos, but he would not give me a straight answer.
He still just claims we're close to our destination.
Indeed. In his defense, there are many islands on this sea, and they mostly look the same. Will you check with the Triarchus? Hopefully he will give you a clearer answer.
Веднага ни
He
дават
told me
опция.
his name is Geminus.
Геминус. Веднага ни дават опция да си използваме това, което сме избрали в началото. Ядем са. You just need to use a little more charm. Make him like you. I'll see if I can tease some information out of him. Maybe he will respond better to someone with real authority. My family is paying for this trip after all. Добре. The man may genuinely not know our position. I'll see if I can help him work it out.
If nothing else, you do have a way of making unreasonable people see reason.
Така.
You should also go and thank Quintus Aquilinus. I do believe he saved our lives with his timely appearance at the villa.
Сега якото е, че горе не си виждам какви са ни квестовете. Ние не можем да видим какви са ни квестовете. Ще видим дали мога да го правя от друго место и най-вероятно в следващия епизод да преместя камерата. Защото сега нямаме как да го направим това като опция. You should also go and thank Quintus Aquilinus, I do believe saved our lives with his timely appearance at the villa. Имаме въпроси. We left so quickly, my mother and
Do
sister.
not worry. The Vitellius brothers have no reason to do them any harm. Besides, you cannot save them by worrying. Focus on the task ahead.
There are so few passengers on this galley.
Your mother paid Geminus handsomely to set off in great haste under cover of night. 2 others did board with us, also bound for Lesbos. Young Gaius has been pacing impatiently over there, wearing grooves into the deck. There was a gladiator too, but I don't know where he went.
Има някакъв гладиатор тук. Thank you for coming with me, Cineros.
Thank you for bringing me along. It will be wonderful to see my homeland again.
Let's see if Geminus knows where we are. Goals. The quest markers point you towards your mandatory objectives and your optional objectives. Значи mandatory са с червеничко, а optional са с удивителен. Goals. Quest markers are only displayed for the currently tracked quest. When you have more than one quest, you can change which one you're tracking from the quest menu. Okay. Camera control. Така. Добре. Така си движим камера. Можем с скрола да се носиме по-настрани. Добре, тук ни е главния квест. Явно в случая сега, без да ни карат да правим нещо сложно. А мога ли да си въртя някакси? Окей. Така, мога ли да говоря с някой, който не ми е... Мога да говоря с някой, който не е... Гайос. Гайос е отка, бе. Той ми бяга. Значи няма говоря с него. Като е такъв.
I'm glad.
Centurio, I want to thank you for your timely arrival at my villa. We're never formally introduced, Centurio. I am Alexios Romulus Primus.
You are not my subordinate. Please call me Kaiser, if it isn't too familiar.
Then you can call me Primus.
With all due respect, I'd better not.
Not Aquilinius.
My subordinates call me Centurio. My superiors call me Aquilinus. My friends call me Kaiser.
Can we go over the plan? Our departure was far too hasty to discuss our course of action.
Ah, she did not keep you apprised. Your mother has secretly been making arrangements with the consul. You are to join his command staff as tribunus.
What are the duties of tribunus?
You will have very little responsibility. The tribunus of Allegio assists the legatus while they learn how to command a military organization. You will not see combat, nor will you make any important decisions. You'll be safe, as your mother wanted.
Що ли ме съмнява, че точно така ще се случат нещата? If I'm going to follow the Legion around, I might as well make myself useful.
I'm sure the consul will find use for you. You seem to have a good head on your shoulders. You'll get the hang of things quickly. One word of advice. I know Lucullus is a friend of your family, but remember, he is the consul, elected by the people to rule all of Rome. It's best if you don't act too familiar with him in front of his men.
What is your relationship with Lucullus?
For many years I was the primus pillis of Legio Prima Italica, which he commands. He needed someone he could trust to get you out of Rome and keep you safe.
Will you be returning to your position when we reach Lesbos?
That position has already been filled by one of my centuriones. A good man, easily up to the task. My job now is to watch your back and help you settle into your new life.
I'm honored to have you with me.
Happy to be at your service.
Have you talked to any of the other passengers?
I had a brief talk with that gladiator who boarded before us, just to make sure he won't give us any trouble. He seems to have vanished, though. The young man over there, Gaius, is apparently the nephew of the other consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta. He's here to become a tribunus as well. You should talk to him if you haven't already. I'm sure you'll have much in common.
Okay, I should talk to the trackers. Trackers. Така. Искам да говоря с това, което ми бяга.
Solway.
Keep your voice down.
So, I don't believe we have been properly introduced. My name is Alexios Romulus Primus.
It is a pleasure. I am Gaius Julius Caesar.
Caesar. Guy Юлий Цезар. Интересно. Well, Matt, this is all quite new to me. Mind if I ask you a few questions?
Not at all. But keep in mind, I'm not the most experienced soldier either.
Where are you from?
I was born in Rome, but they say my family is from Alba Longa.
Why did you join the Legion?
That's a long story, my friend. Suffice to say, the powers that be are not fond of me. I have decided that staying in Rome could be, shall we say, hazardous to my health.
How many wars did you fight in?
To be honest, this will be my first proper battle. I did study a lot, though, and therefore I am well versed in matters of strategy and tactics.
Okay, this is my first military assignment. Do you have any advice?
If you don't play an important part, you will be torn apart. My father used to say. I guess that was his way of telling me to be brave and hopefully not stupid.
Well, guys, we shall talk later. Добре. Аз имам ли някакво тичане, или? Сега само си ходим. Чакайте сега. Онзи, искам да видя така изчезналия... Ма не, то не насам, няма нищо. Къде ли изчезналия тук гладиатор, дето разправяха?
What is he looking for? He's been like this all morning.
Някъде се е покрил на кораба, явно. Да не е изпаднал без да разбира. Това какво е? Quests? Oh. Ask the Triarchs Geminus how close you are to Lesbos. Сега ще опитаме. Solve Geminus, wasn't it?
Yes, Geminus. So, I'm a little preoccupied.
The wind has been rather still today, hasn't it? I've noticed the oars have been out since early in the morning. Is that what's causing our delay?
You're right. The rowers are getting tired. We should let them rest soon, but that will cause even more delay. Wait.
What is it?
Ah, shit. They're headed straight towards us. They're gonna ram.
Get your father's weapons. Let's see if you can actually fight.
Къде са ми оръжията? Охо, спартанци!
Gaius, are you alright?
I'm fine, Centurio.
Form up! Let's get these pirates off our ship!
Before combat begins, you will often have time to organize your Praetorians into formation within an area highlighted in blue. Simply click on one of your Praetorians, then click where you want to place them. Preparation phase. It's generally a good idea to put your heavy infantry in front and your archers and support behind them. When you are ready, click End Turn button and press End to begin. Ordering characters. During combat, characters can take actions in any order. For example, you could move a ranged character a few hexes towards an enemy, shoot, and then move back again. Oh, you're also free to swap between characters during your turn. For example, one character can move, another character can move and attack. And then the first character can attack as well. You can even move or attack with a character while another character is still moving. Чакай са. Аз искам първо да... така. Кои са фронтлайна? Тук имаме Арчер. Той ще дойде тук. Как да го преместя? Обаче. Така. Тук явно имаме... Не, може би този ще го сложим тук. Така. Арчерс. Чакай, бе, това не беше ли Арчер, бе? Интересно. Нещо ми се видя, че този арчер. Ето го арчера всъщност. А ние ще го поставим ето тук по средата. Този къв е? Някакъв. Не е ясно. Мисля този да го... Въпреки че аз ако го поставя тук... Повечето са от... Значи може би тия ще дойдат насам. Трима. Двама ще дойдат от сам. Тук този ще ги спре. Че може би е добра идея нашия... Ама тук пък имаме човек. Добре, значи така ще ги оставим. Така този тук. Нашия спорт. Мога да го поставя по-назад. Също съм сигурен. Добре. Така ги оставяме. Сега, какво е това? Play. Attacking. To attack an enemy, first select which skill to use. Each skill cannot be used more than once per turn. Many skills require your action point to use, and some have limited charges per encounter. Само че за момента явно нямаме такъв. Добре. Нашия човек може да дойде тук. Те могат да минат през средата ли, бе, брат? Добре, я чакайте сега. Значи нашия човек ще дойде тук. Сега казахме, че може да си придвижваме. Concussive Strike. Applies weakened to enemies. Значи, те някакви имат ли армор тия? Не, тия нямат никакъв армор. Тия не са никакви спартанци, бе, бат. Са някаква милития. Reach. Range 2 hexes. Значи можем да удряме от по-голямо разстояние тук. Така. Чакай, това аз ли съм? Това е главният герой. Добре. Този тук ще застане срещу този. Сега какво имаме? Shield push. Ще му направим shield push. Така. Добре. Сега. Тук можеше да правим някакъв уикенд. Ето така. Сега ще го джаснем това, ще го направим уикенд.
I've
Status
lived other
effects.
lives before this one.
Applied to a character will show up in their tooltip. The number indicates the remaining duration in combat rounds. Willis, the bars indicate how severe the effect is. Status effects can be positive, negative, or neutral. To get more information about status effects, press the C status effect key to open a list of the statuses currently affecting the character. Как? Как да стане това? Status effects. Movement, така. Аз нищо не виждам. Пише 1, значи 1 рунд. Inflicted 4 damage. Знал Weekend. Обаче Weekend аз не знам какво прави. Минус 50% демидж прави. Явно чиляка. Добре, ние то ще го довършим много бързо. Чакайте, аз нали имам меч, защо? Този на колко кръв е на 4? 2, 3, 2, 5, ще пробваме да го убием. Ей, остана на едно кръв, брат. Аматьорен. Гадин. Нищо нямаме стрелец обаче. Арчера. Крипелинг шот. Интеррупт. Това е нещо като Overwatch. Найс. Това прави много демидж. Те са на 8 кръв. Мога да довърша този. Но при всички положения е добре да убиеме някой. Айде ще довършим ето този. Untrained enemies. Whenever you kill an incapacitated untrained character such as civilians or militia, in this case Gym Knights, the character who dealt the final blow will regain their attack action. Remember that any given skill can only be used once per turn, and action points cannot be saved for the next turn. Try to finish off any untrained enemy with a character who will still have a skill left to use in that same turn. Значи, биваме някой. Добре, това ми харесва. Аз мога ли да ги стрелям тук? Не мога. 2-3. 2-3 е недостатъчно. 120 колон. Range 12 hexes. Значи аз мисля да направим интеррупт. И когато тия пристигнат, да убиеме директно някой. Ето така. И сега Enter. Мога ли да се движа още аз? Мога да се движа още. Добре. Ще станем тук. Моят човек ще дойде още по-напред. Този ще си го оставим така за сега. Let's go! Тук има още наши хора. Ау! 6 демидж! Мале! Този баян е шибно тук. Ой, те имат стрелец. Бързичко трябва да го довършим. Този тип. Ще направо ме пръснаха тук.
Where's that gladiator who boarded with us?
Up there!
Never underestimate the value of an impressive entrance.
Добре. За тия двамата мога да ги слашна. Обаче първо. Този какво има? 1-2. Generates to focus. Make 2 attacks at half normal damage. Precise tap. Cannot be blocked or resisted. Добре. Така. това какво прави? Плюс 2. Нека този да го поприключим. Сега моят човек тук ще направи слаш. Сега може да направим пънч, обаче това не е добре. Я да видим. Брейс. For each stack, 25% character shield, strength maximum restored at the beginning of the next turn. Shield push. Не, и тук мога да направя слаш. Тези двамата ще останат на малко кръв. Идеално. Ние тук даже... По-скоро моят човек да дойде тук. Сега ще направя един пънч. Обаче сега нямаме атаки. Сега така или иначе трябва да го... По-скоро да го разкарам от тук. Защото е на малко кръв. Така. Тук каква ни е играта? Тук мисля... Ето този да го джаснем лекичко. Или не. Тук имаме ход. Я чакайте така. Тук ще направим един пуш. Так. И сега с другия тип ще направим една-две атаки. Ей, не го убихме ли? Това е лошо. Окей, сега имаме стрелец. Господин стрелец. Ще направим пирсинг шот. След което ще направим криплинг шот. Този трябва да го крипнем обаче. Да, по-скоро този. Така, мисля, че вече никой няма ход от нашите хора. Така. Let's end the turn. You haven't spent action points. Давай, ама нямам какво да ги направя. А този не беше довършен, така ли? Оу! Абе, те останаха само най-тегавите в случая. Арчера да фанаме да убиеме. Може би. Чайте да видим сега как да го направим. Значи имаме тук един на 8 кръв. Този е почти мъртъв. Той като е почти мъртъв, знаете ли какво ще направим? Ние ще направим един стрелец на това. Бате, това е тъпо вече. Защо не го убихме това, брат? Много гадно, прецакахме си стрелеца. Няма сега трябва да дойда тук да правя някакви странни неща. Те ще ме щупат сега. можахме да го убием. И това въобще изобщо. Много кофти си планирахме нещата тук. За този трябва да загине по някакъв начин. Гледай! Не, то няма какво остане направо. Нищо не направихме тук. One of your characters has been incapacitated. This will likely happen often. If combat death is enabled, incapacitated Praetorians will begin to bleed out. Stabilize them with bandages or with the 8 skill that every character has when unarmed, or you will lose them forever. Incapacitated Praetorians who have not bled out will get back on their feet after combat and almost certainly suffer lasting injury which must be treated in camp or while you travel. If you take down an enemy with an attack that deals more than double the amount of damage than the health they left, that enemy will be instantly slain. Какво? If you take down an enemy with an attack that deals more than double the amount of damage that the health they have left, the enemy will be instantly slain. This cannot happen to your Praetorians. Окей. Добре. Сега, ние сме тук супер слабите, така че започваме с това. Гледай, този не умря. Естествено, защото защо да умира? Така. Мога ли да цапна този? Не мога да го цапна. О, мага, какво направих аз, бе? Атак в опортюнити. А нашия се... Леле. Яко. Много съм слаб, бац. Това е истината. Истината е, че съм много слаб, нашите умират зверски. Леле, ма. Така. Имам ли някой жив, дами и господа? Не много. Така, никой няма ход. Да, как ти да е. Така. Какво можем да направим тук? Къде е този 8 skill? Аз не виждам 8 skill. Няма значение. Предполагам. Остана ли ми някой жив, бе? Аз останах само с един човек. О, идеално. Така. Абе, и стрелеца ли умря, бе? А не, стрелеца стана фир. Аха, супер. Ние сме негата труповете тук. Тегава първа битка. Всички сме на нинджерата, добре. Поне играта беше милостива с нас.
The Triarchus run us straight into the pirate ambush, Priamé. Allow me to execute him right here and right now. This traitor must be working with them.
We're selling to join a war against pirates. It's not so surprising that we should be attacked by pirates on our way.
Don't be naive. This was no random attack. They were out for blood.
It is quite unusual for pirates to attack any ship, let alone a heavily armed Roman galley. They prefer to attack lightly defended coastal towns instead. It's less risky and more profitable.
Well, let's go talk to the man.
Вече имат парти, добре. Така. Аз мога ли по някакъв начин да гледам някакви обекти, с които мога да интерактвам? Я да видим всъщност Options Controls. Ядем сега. Camera Follow Character. Rotation. Angle. Clockwise. С X и Z. А за нещо използвам ли Q? И R. Swap Target. Swap Weapon Set. Чакайте сега. Class Kill. Tactical Item. Select Character. Next Character. Cancel Current Action. Enter. Claim Twitch Care Package. Аха, можем и в Twitch някакви неща да правим. Exploration. Hold to walk. Loot all. Това Space ли трябва да е? Я да ви. Да, това е Space. Space е Loot all. Toggle Highlights. Toggle Highlights е с Alt. Окей. Аз обаче с Alt ли ще... с Alt ще гледам. Alt. А то е Toggle. Toggle и ако го оставим си свети само. Добре. Този е тука. Аз мога ли да отида на техния кораб? Не.
Geminos, you steered us into a trap.
What do you have to say for yourself?
I had nothing to do with it, I promise. They came out of nowhere.
Silence! You utter nonsense! By Mars, it is the sea! How can anyone come from nowhere?
We cannot execute a man based on no evidence.
Точно така.
Besides, we need our Triarchus to make it safely ashore.
What do you say, kid? What do you think we should do?
Има някакви въпроси. What do you want him dead, Gladiator?
We are close to our destination, and we can reach it without him. If there is a possibility that he is working with the enemy, we cannot risk to let him live. Mercy, doubt, hesitation. These are all openings that the enemy can exploit to kill you. This man's value to us is far less than the threat he may pose.
Yes, if pirates don't attack ships, as you say, why would these ones make an exception?
We are many of us important people on our way to join the action against Lesbos. Is it not conceivable that the rebels heard of us? The Kingdom of Pontus is known to sponsor pirates, to harass and weaken Rome. I do not believe we have any reason to suspect our Triarchus of colluding with them.
Добре, в такъв случай, what's done is done. There is nothing to gain from executing the Triarchus now.
Very well. We shall spare his life. But remember, mercy is a luxury you will not always be able to afford.
Always be able to pay, не съм сигурен. Така че кажем perhaps, but in this case, we certainly can't afford to lose our Triarchus. We still have to reach Lesbos.
A wise choice, my friend. Killing the Triarchus of our ship in the middle of the sea would have been inconvenient, indeed.
Thank you. If you ever again need the help of a skilled navigator, I am at your service.
Rowers, up the tempo! And keep your eyes open.
Някакви бяха съгласни с нас, ама някакви не. Супер. Затова говорим за RPG. Добре, интересен момент. Тук имахме първото си решение. Чува се какво ли ще стане, ако го убиеме. Дали ще стигнем... Тоест ние по някакъв начин най-вероятно ще стигнем до Лесбос. Ама... Какво става сега? Character Creation Class. Сега си избираме клас, така ли? Simple Equipment. Heavy. Shield provides extra bar of hit points. Choose your class. Principles. Heavy armor and sturdy tower shields give Romans frontline infantry unparalleled survivability. Hint. The Princeps is the most straightforward class to play. Defenders, Vanguards, Veterans. Valet. Assassin, Duelist, Brawler. The speed and unpredictability of light infantry allows them to cause great chaos among enemy ranks. Имаме Sagittarius, който е стрелец. Strike at distance, добре. И четвъртото е Triarius. The third line of a Roman legion can reduce the effectiveness of enemies and improve the performance of their allies. Те са медици, flag bearers, destroyers, medics, support, best armor type, strong, pike and staff, two-handed weapons, shred armor. Range is determined by accuracy. Light armor, medium armor, can be dual wielded. Weapon, dagger. Обаче. Assassin, Duelist, Tactical Advice. Добре, аз мисля да сме Princeps. Да сме тежко бронираните момчета на предната линия с нашия герой. Сега. Choose starting skill. Defender. Brace. Frighten. Minus 10 morale to all enemies within range. Area of effect 2 hex radius. Affects multiple targets. Knockdown. Applies knockdown to enemies. Unable to take any actions, cannot block, dodge, parry or resist attacks. Stand up will cause the character half their movement. Brace. Gain 2 stacks of strong. Apply strong. 25% character shield strength maximum is restored at the beginning of their turn. One stack is lost every time shield takes a hit. Brace. Strong. Мисля сложиме knockdown. Hold. Knockdown ми харесва. Въпреки че може би трябваше да сложим шилда. Ама нищо, ще инкапаситетнем някой с knockdown. После ще мисля. Акт 1. Азия Minor. First century before Christ. Но важното е, че бяхме на един кораб с Цезар. Какво е това? Lucullus Legion Camp on the island of Lesbos.
Welcome to Lesbos, the pearl of the Mediterranean.
An ugly nest of pirates.
An impenetrable fortress of pirates, more like. With an infinite food supply thanks to the strength of their fleet.
We shall find a way to limit this infinite supply then.
You think like an imperator, Gaius. All right, people. This is Ducalis' war camp, the heart of our operations in this territory. You've been seaborne for a long time now. I suggest you walk it off. See the things you have to see, and meet the people you have to meet. The consul waits in the command tent. Don't be too late if you don't want to see him angry.
Планирам да бъда доста закъсняващ. Защото първо искам да видя какво става. Няма ли мап тук, бе? Това ще бъде много гадно. Мога ли да отворя вратите? You cannot leave right away. Сега тук мога ли да се качвам по тия неща? Не. Тука? Уоу. Това беше тега флаг. Аз обаче не виждам никакви... ето тук мога да събирам някакви неща. Чакайте сега. Поне тия неща светят, де. Сега ще видим. Или така ми се струва. Не ми се струва така. Ще светят или не. Не светят. Просто си някакъв такъв цвят, май. Нали? Да. Не мога да ги селектирам по никакъв начин. Ужас. Добре. Я да видим какво още има. Много странно и гадничко ми лагва игричката. От време на време. Добре, как... Струва ми се, че се едно може да... Добре, я малко да приближим, може би, камерата. Сам не може да се ходи. Добре. Добре, дайте да си говорим с нашите компаньони. После ще да разкрием какво в кемпа. Чакайте, че говореха отстрани. You're Bestia Tabat, right? I'm АЛЕКСИОС Romulus ПРИМОС.
I am called Bestia Tabat indeed. You fight well. I noticed it.
Да, бе. May I ask you a few questions?
You may ask, and I may answer or not.
Your name is quite unusual. Is Bestia your family name?
Your name is unusual. Tabat is the name that was given to me by my father. Bestia is the name I took when I earned my freedom. I chose it because I have fought and defeated many beasts.
Where are you from?
I was born in Mauritania, but I am a Roman citizen.
Have you ever fought in a war before?
Until I undertook this voyage, I fought every single day in the arena. But wars, this will be my first.
You were a gladiator. You must know much of combat then. Any advice to give?
I recommend you to not die. Honor matters little.
Good recommendation.
He who stands tall in the end will always be the winner.
What can you tell me about the commanders here?
They say Lucullus has the greatest military mind in Rome. I only know he is consul and imperator, but I don't understand what that means.
Аз само мога да му отговоря така ли? How have you lived in Rome without knowing what these titles mean? Military mind in Rome. I only know he is consul and emperor. I don't understand what that means. Consul means he is one of the two men elected to rule all of Rome this year. He is imperator because he holds the authority to command the legions of Rome. Чай да му кажем за консул.
Ah, like a king, but temporary.
He's not at all like a king. He was chosen by the people of Rome.
I do not remember choosing him. What you call a consul is no different from a king then. At least to me.
It's very different. Много е доста по-различно. Да, него не са го питали, ама са питали други. You did not like the triarchs, did you?
You will fail again and cause the death of someone you care about. And that death will be your doing. Mark my words.
See you on the field of battle. Така, да говорим с Синерос. How are you doing, Sinos?
I am hungry and my face is wind-burned, but at least both of my feet are planted on solid ground now.
Why would mother send me here of all places?
To save your life, of course. She firmly believes the Witeli killed your father. Sending you here was the best course of action.
Но всъщност това е добра възможност. Те да чуят I'm glad to be here. This is a fine place to make a name for myself.
Most great men of Rome have made names for themselves on campaigns like these, it is true.
Yeah.
Such glory can easily be the foundation of a lucrative political career, so long as one returns alive.
Това ще бъде много интересно, да. What do you know about the consul?
Dominus Lucius Licinius Lucullus was a close friend of your father's.
Lucius Licinius Lucullus.
Your mother's efforts. He is now the closest thing you have to a father. You ought to keep this in mind.
Dominus Licinius Lucullus was a close friend to your father and a supporter of your mother's efforts. Това е да се казваш Lucius Licinius Lucullus. Много лутам, много нещо. Do you need anything?
Besides a good wine, a warm bath, and a thorough massage, not much. Thank you. But you should think about yourself, Domine.
What should I do, Synaros?
I would get used to my surroundings and visit the consul as soon as possible. We're here to accomplish something. Time to find out what it is.
Абсолютно. Окей. Добре. Точно така. Искаме да се запознаем с нашия surroundings. И точно заради това аз искам да видя... Ето, хайлайтвам и вратите. Значи, може би ще има някакви неща за... Обаче поне за момента в кемпа не виждам нищо за лутане. Това е лошо начало. Как може да сме в RPG и да няма никакъв лут? Аз искам тук да се бронирам, да стана машина, да стана тъй като то. Ето то. Ама с по-тежка броня.
I'm sure Agrippa harassing that old Service with the limp again.
That small-dicked bully. Did you tell the Prefectus?
He won't do anything about it. Agrippa is connected back
Може
home.
би затворници.
One day that man is going to fall out of a watchtower to his death.
Как си говорят някакви
Tragic.
Don't joke about that.
трагични неща. Тези типове. Добре, тук какво има се? You cannot leave right now. Аха, това е края на кемпа на мен. Няма да... Да бе, също аз бях тук. Тук насам има ли нещо? Тук сигурно също ще е лив, нека да видим. Някакви си седат тук, си почиват. Тук дали може да влезем? Не дава ни, че не може да се движим насам. Я да видим тази порта само. Не можем да я ползваме. Добре. Малко ми е странно, че нямам карта. Може и да имам карта, обаче да не знам как да я пусна. Я да видим всъщност. Options. Камера. Така. Move, rotate. Така. Quick load, quick save. Добре. Hold to walk, loot. Toggle highlights. Status, skill. Inventory, quest log. Trench panel. Някакви неща. Не виждам нищо за мап обаче. Или съм го пропуснал, понеже сега виждам и някакви други работи. Не виждам никакъв мап. Добре, без мап. Без мап малко гадно, защото ми се искаше да може да знаем къде сме. Някакси така съм свикнал вече в игрите стабилно. Сейвчето се получи, добре. Quick save преди да говорим с...
As long as the rebels keep receiving supplies by sea.
We will need to cut their supply lines. It's an operation for our occulta speculatores.
Нека да ги оставим да си кажат.
Don't just stand there like a plant. Come on in. By Jupiter, you sure have grown up, haven't you? This is the promising young man I was telling you about, Thermos.
Quite unassuming, but full of potential, I guess. Prime material for the speculatores, if he can prove himself.
Absolutely. What are the speculatores?
A special cohort assembled for particularly daring undertakings.
Soon enough, you shall see the kind of thing they are tasked to carry out.
Just tell me what needs to be
A
done.
trial by fire is what you need. Now pay attention. We've been in a deadlock here on Lesbos for some time now. My co-consul, Marcus Aurelius Cotta, is engaged against King Mithridates of Pontus in the east. Mithridates is using the pirates of Lesbos as his navy.
The fortress of Mytilene here is well protected, but it also has a weakness. There's a mountain pass we can utilize. I will lead the assault myself.
I volunteer for the vanguard. If my uncle can defeat Pontus, I can surely handle Mytilene.
So be it then. Meanwhile, you will prove yourself as a leader, my young ward. Take Caeso Quintius Acollinus, your Servus Cineros, and that gladiator who came with you on the ship. You will meet up with Iulius Calidus of my legion Speculatores. Your mission is to sneak into the harbor and destroy the enemy ships any way you can. I expect you have questions.
I was given the impression that I was to serve as your tribunus. Това не ни е важно. Why can I not take part in the main assault like Gaius? Няма никакво значение. I prefer to choose my own people. All of this is just secondary operation to Cotta's campaign. I prefer to choose my own people.
Prove yourself, and you will be able to name your companions. However, you will want Calidus on your team. Trust me.
No more questions. I'll do what needs to be done.
Wait.
Всички тия други
Are
неща не ни
those your
интересуват.
father's old weapons? I'm sure they mean a lot to you, but look, the leather is brittle. This won't do. Visit my smith Sextus and
Отивам.
get yourself properly equipped before
Отивам.
you go.
Отивам, защото трябва да станем машина. When you're ready to leave the area, look for this icon to find the exit to the world map. Ой, тук вече затръгна към world map. Гай, Юлий и Цезар има ли нещо да ни каже? You're an interesting man, guys.
Interesting. I shall accept this as a compliment, but prepare to be disappointed. To the extent of my knowledge and ability, I shall try to be as helpful as I can.
The first time I've traveled so far from home.
Indeed. Staying in Rome became, shall we say, politically disadvantageous to me. That's why I left it. Like you, I've never been to Lesbos before. I did my homework, though, in case you have any questions.
So what do you know about this island?
Lesbos is one of the most important islands on this sea. Some cartographers call it the Horse Island, on account of its shape.
Why are the pirates here?
Location, I would guess. The island has countless coves and natural harbours for pirate ships to hide in. Not to mention the massive fortress in Mytilene.
Our army is vastly superior to these Greeks. I don't see why we can't simply wipe them out.
Be that as it may, their position here is superior. Mytilene is right next to the sea, and their fleet brings them supplies constantly. It's a stalemate.
Yes. There's something else I want to ask
Of
you
course.
about. Do you think the Triarchus was working with the enemy?
Does it matter? For the sake of this discussion, let us say he was a traitor. In the end, we are triumphant and the pirates are dead. The Triarchus, if indeed he worked with them, now knows he picked the wrong side. In a war like this, allegiances are rarely about ideology. The common person wants nothing more than to be on the winning side, and we have shown Geminus that the winning side is ours.
Така. This war camp looks like a town itself.
Fascinating, isn't it? The Legion can build a fortified camp like this almost overnight. In my opinion, that is the foundation of Rome's military might.
It's impressive indeed. Indeed. Let us talk later, guys.
Wait. Listen, you seem trustworthy. I may have need for your help on a rather sensitive matter.
That depends on what kind of sensitive matter we're talking about.
Your caution is well placed, but the sensitivity of the matter is rather personal in nature. I have tried pursuing a solution myself, but to no avail.
I understand. Tell me how can I be of
I've been keeping a
assistance?
detailed account of our journey ever since we left port. Shortly after our arrival, however, the journal went missing. I believe it to be stolen by one of the Centuriones.
Интересно. Are you sure it was stolen?
I'm reasonably sure. The journal might be misplaced, but I find this to be improbable since I write regularly.
What makes you think it was a Centurio who stole it?
I have seen a particular man walking out of my tent. As a matter of fact, I have already confronted him and he pretty much admitted his guilt.
But why would he steal your diary?
Pain comes in many forms. Physical, emotional, and let us say that some men just enjoy inflicting pain in all forms.
Why don't you just simply walk up to this Centurio and retrieve your property yourself?
That I have already tried. He threatened me in a way. He said if I continue bothering him, he would read the contents of my journal publicly.
And the journal includes admissions of certain actions you're not proud of?
I can stand by my decisions, and I'm proud of my actions. It's just that I don't want some donkey-headed brute reciting them in public.
This is a serious accusation, and if true, a serious crime. We should inform the Primus Pilius.
Roman law is valid in Rome, and our perpetrator knows this. This is a personal matter, and therefore it should be solved personally.
Very well. Tell me what I can do for
The
you.
Centurio is called Agrippa, I think. He hangs out with his
Poznato
friends
imię?
near the tent over there. I thought perhaps you could convince him to hand over my journal.
Okay.
Needless to say, I would like to keep the contents of the journal private. I would appreciate if you'd refrain from reading it.
Okay. Добре, разбрах. Я да видим
Tell me,
Lucius.
son, do you need anything?
I want to thank you for saving my life.
That is unnecessary. I just wish your father could see you like this. He would have been proud.
Why did you save me? What do you stand to gain from my survival?
Your father was like a brother to me, and as such, you are like my own child.
Интересно.
Not everything is a balance sheet. Some matters are just personal.
You and my father were close.
We served together under Cornelius Sulla in the Social War. He was the most talented spy I've ever known.
He was a spy. Interesting. Значи може би сме сбъркали класа. Защото можеше да сме този assassin type. Как ти да е? He taught me a lot about staying ahead of my enemies. Never talked about these days. He never talked about these
The
days.
Social War was nasty business. Rome fighting her own allies. Most people would rather forget. But I believe we must never run from our past.
The people we're here to fight, are they pirates or rebels?
Lesbos has rebelled against Rome. We call them pirates for political reasons.
Аха, значи са си
When
ребели.
in reality these people are organized much like a navy.
Ясно.
They are allied with Mithridates, Megas of Pontus. He is without a doubt the most dangerous enemy Rome has faced since Hannibal.
Интересно. Интересно. Не ми се вярва, но интересно. Значи това въобще не са никакви пирати, всъщност са си баш организирани. How can Mithridates pose a threat against the might of Rome?
Pontus is a strong nation. They have conquered Colchis, Cappadocia, and Bithynia. And these conquests have made them bold. Mithridates himself is a fascinating figure. They say he has rendered himself immune to poison.
Okay, this is not the first time Mithridates has fought Rome.
My mentor, Cornelius Sulla, defeated him some years ago when he first invaded our province of Asia. Mithridates exploits the ebb and flow of the conflict between the factions of our Senate. He strikes when Rome is divided, like a vulture circling a wounded wolf.
I'll see you later, патрон. Добре. Започваме много яко обаче. Сега искаме да отидем при човека, който ще ни... тук можем да говорим с още хора. Чакай сега. Първо искам да отида да... Или първо да говорим с Агрипа. Не, първо с Агрипа. Чакайте. Чай да направим един сейф. Не, преди Агрипа искам да се екипирам.
Salve, Legionari. If you're here to get your weapons fixed, you must have me confused with Vulcan.
The consul said you have a new equipment for me.
Well, if he said it, I guess I'm obliged to make it true. Help yourself to any of the gear on the racks. Take all of it if you need it.
If I need something special, can I commission you to smith it for me?
I have enough work on my hands right now supplying the consul's centuriones.
Do you sell materials for smithing?
You'll have to bring your own materials if you want any work done. I've nothing to spare.
Thank you, Ferrari. I'm sure I'll see you again. Interactive objects. To see which objects you can interact with, press left out. Да, знам. Добре. Така. Хайлайта е някакси малко слабичък, бих казал. Take all. You've received a piece of equipment but must assign it to a character before it can be used. Click here or press I to open your party inventory. Inventory. All unequipped items currently in your possession. Show up here. Inventory buttons. Добре. Имаме ги на разположение. Equipment slots. Let's go. Искаме да си сложим бронята. Искаме да си сложим щита, защото сме машини. Така. Item skills. Какво? Previous. When you equip a weapon, you gain access to its skills. You can hover over any item to see what skills it will give you access, if any. Each character can carry 2 sets of weapons and can freely swap between them in combat. Click this button and press Q. Добре. Q. Spear. Thrust punch. Слаш с меча. Аз не мога ли да съм с щит и с копие? Ма не, между другото. Значи копието какво ни дава? Копието ни дава bleed и има някакъв пънч. Това е, защото сме unarmed. Open skill selection. Това що не мога да го сложа тук? Или? Must be wielding spear and shield. Чакай. Така. Този меч е по-добър от моя. Добре. Значи меч и щит. Аз обаче като че ли искам да си сложа щита, по-скоро да сме с копия и щит. За сега. И сега ме piercing thrust. Access damage deal to shield strength. Overflows the target's health. Имаме hunker down. Добре бе, аз имах някакъв скил, който е да ги блъскаме. Или той е отделен скил. Значи това скиловете само на оръжието. Добре. Hunker down. Attack from the character's front is deflected, but attacks from the rear cannot be blocked. The character will not rotate when attacked. Lock yourself in place to defend against attack from a specified duration. Direction, не duration, specified direction. Интересно, добре. Т.е. аз мога и другите да ги екипирам, така не? Worn Spear. Worn Sword. Хаста 1. Precise Tap. Ако му сложа меч, какво ще стане? И ще имаме Slash и 1-2. Обаче той меч е по-слаб. Така, тук няма много избор на неща. Добре. Не знаете ли какво тогава ще направим? Чакайте малко. Първия сет ще го смениме тотално. И ще сме на копия и така. Тук можем да си сложим Gladius Sword на нашия човек. И така да имаме двама. Тук има повече Shield Strength. Тук има повече резисти. Обаче важното е, че и на двете места имаме по 3 скила, което е и нашата цел за сега. Обаче да не би пък аз да направя така. Нека да смениме. И ще му сложим на този копие. Пока ще съм с меч. Айде. Обаче така пък губиме скилове. Така губиме скилове. Окей. Значи не става така, както съм го намислил. По-добре да се възползваме от меча и от копията. Да, е така най-добрият ни вариант за момента. Добре, взехме всичко. Този нещо друго да кажеш.
Did you ruin my good work so soon?
You're old and wise. What do you think of my
A
companions?
bunch of Balatronés, I'd say. Which one are you asking about?
What about Queso?
I've known that man since he was a little runt. Watch yourself around Caeso. He's honest to a fault. Too much honesty may be dangerous.
Bestia?
Don't get me started. Maybe you can get it into his skull that I can't forge a battle scythe. There is no such thing by Vulcan.
Battle side. Cineros was always like a mentor to me.
That half senile fool was your mentor. That explains a lot. Fine. Need something else?
Не, няма какво да ни кажеш друго. Така, сега тук отново и време да говорим с този тип. Всъщност този Каесо аз не го видях никъде, така че да говорим с него. Видяхме Грипа къде е. Сега ще говорим с него. Ми се щеше да говорим и с другия ни човек. Ама него няма. Така че я да видим сега дали можем да помогнем на Гай Юли. We are in the middle of something, Tribune. What do you want? Така. I believe you're in possession of someone's private property. I'm here to retrieve.
This? But this is priceless. A journal written by Cotter's stupid nephew, who thinks of himself as the greatest commander history has ever seen.
He also happens to be my friend, so I suggest you hand it over right now.
Why don't you send him back here to beg for it again?
Caesar may not seem like much now, but he's a tribunus, and he has friends in high places. Today's blue-eyed rookie is tomorrow's emperor. What's more, he strikes me as a man who forgives easily and remembers those who served him well.
Alright. I guess you rich kids stick together. Take it, and let's not speak of this again.
Rich kids. Така. Добре. Хареса ми. Справихме се с задачката, бе. Добре, а дали трябва да дигаме някакви неща, за да може тези логически работи, които дигаме тук? Character stats. Я да видим сега. Experience points. Така. Combat stats. Добре. Perks and personality. Имаме logos. По-нататък ще може да изберем още 40 от 100 experience. Skills имаме. Passive skills. While active skills are square. Добре. Имаме knockdown, като за първи. Имаме nimble. Ветеран, defender, bastion, 10 all resistance, 10 maximum resistance. Brace, който води до fortress, 25% shield strength. Repair. Immune to all negative statuses that affect shields. Shake it off. Protect, Guardian Angel, Shield Wall. Тия неща трябва да ги надигаме. Shield Wall, много важно. Opportunist Headbutt. Battering Ram, Stand Fast. Warcry и Movable. Този ветерана като че ли много ми харесва. Максимум Health имаме. Frighten. Добре. Значи те свързаните скилове всъщност са Brace, Fortress и Protect и Guardian Angel. Добре, аз ще трябва да ги попрегледам тия неща, да прочетем, да си направим някакъв план. Сега сме решили да имаме нокдаун, т.е. сме решили все пак да не сме напълно дефанзивни, ами по-скоро да имаме утилити. Трябва да видим как да стане. Таунт. Значи всъщност Венгарда може би е по-скоро танка, защото имаме таунт. You must spend 4 skill points in this ability branch to unlock this skill. За въпроса е, аз мога ли да респектна, ако искам? И да си сложа нещо друго? Това е въпрос. Защото сега за Frighten ми харесва идеята. Adrenaline Junkie, Avenger, Bull Rush. Мисля по-скоро да сме Vanguard. Май ветеран не е лошо, пък защото ще имаме доста мувмент. Предвид, че ние сме с тежка броня, ще ни трябва повече movement speed. Opportunist, Stand Fast и Movable. Immunity against Rebuke, Shove, Shield, Push. Warcry. Добре. Не, добре. И това става. И ветеран става, и Vanguard ми харесва. Defender като че ли за момента най-малко ми харесва, въпреки че Shield Wall звучи много добре. 250% Shield Strength. Но той по-скоро е такъв характер. А то трябва... Ако се възползваме от тия щитове и брейсове и фортреси, мисля, че по-скоро трябва да имаме таунт, за да може да се възползваме най-добре от тях. Тоест, примерно да се инвестира в това дърво до някъде и 4 скил поинта в таунт дървото, за да стане този трик. А тук по-скоро може да се инвестираме само в ветеран и може би малко в Vanguard, колкото да имаме още повече health и defense, може би. Shield damage. Това примерно е яко. Flawless defense. Значи може би трябваше да задигнем или Brace или Frighten, за да може да имаме скил в тия двете дървета и да станем танк, защото сега няма да сме точно танк. Сега ще сме по-скоро нападателен тип. Примерно ще сме нещо като ветеран и Vanguard. Ама аз не знам колко точки и колко левели ще се дигат в играта още, така че ще видим. А защо ми дава, че имам нещо в инвентара? Аз нещо не разбирам, както и да е. Така, Гай Юлий Цезар, да го върнаме.
I see you've successfully retrieved my journal. May I ask how you managed it?
He was just being unreasonable. I kept my head cool and made him see reason.
What can I say? I'm not surprised. One last question before we're done. Did you read my journal?
I'm curious about the journal's contents, but I respect your wishes.
That is the most virtuous thing to do, and I expected nothing less of you. Thank you, my friend.
Nice. Добре. А сега задачата ни е да видим. Trial by fire. Travel to the warehouse and meet Julius Galadus. Warehouse. Travel to the warehouse. Тоест, трябва да излеземе от това, така ли? Или? Да. Окей. Този епизод стана малко дълъг. Обаче аз искам да видя и голямата карта преди да преди да приключим епизода. Така да направим да видим така повечето от нещата в началото. Той изглеждаше малко дълго. Поне аз тук докато се окупите, защото не знам къде са всички, не знам с кой да говорим. Трябва да минем през всичко. World Map. This is the world map where you will be traveling between known locations. Click the play button or space to unpause time. Characters and legions only move when time is passing. But you do not have to move to pass the time. Click the play button or space to unpause time. As time passes, impending events will appear on the right side of the timeline and move towards the left side, which represents the present. Some events may come as surprise, and these will not be shown on the timeline. During your travels, you and your Praetorians consume one ration every 8 hours. Keep your pantry well stocked. A starving Praetorian fights poorly and may eventually mutiny. You can buy more rations from merchants. Това ли е мястото, където трябва да отида? Какво трябва да направя сега? Sword Camp. Аз се движа така ли, бе? О, интересно. Какво трябва да направим? Travel by fire. Warehouse. Tasking to meet with his spies near Mytilene and participate in some daring plan of theirs. Near Mytilene. Аз обаче не знам. Така. Аз трябва ли да дойда тук? Или не, аз трябва да дойда ето тук. Обаче първо можем да дойдем... Какво? Калони. И ако вляза в калони, какво ще стане? Тук нямаме задача сега. Обаче аз пък искам да видя дали мога да намерим някаква задача тук. Какво е това место са? А пак е някакъв workcamp. Обаче вижте, тук има... Това е същия workcamp. Еги нашите хора пак тук. Обаче тук има някой друг, с който може да говорим. Касиус Кариус. Я да го видя този Касиус Кариус.
So, little man, you must be new. I am Spurius Kincius Carius, merchant extraordinaire and purveyor of wondrous items. And who might you be?
Pleased to meet you. I'm АЛЕКСИОС Romulus Primus, the new tribunus to the council.
Good, very good. I'd envy anyone who makes money in exchange for simply standing around and doing nothing. Enough pointless chatter. Poverty grows from idleness. Now, if you're not going to buy anything, please do kindly remove yourself from my stall.
We're selling your wares here.
You are obviously not familiar with the matters of commerce. Allow me to enlighten you. There are three things every merchant needs. Location, location,
Location. What kind of goods are you selling?
Whatever people are willing to pay for, and whatever I can provide. The best of food, medicine so potent even the dead may rise, and of course the most delicious soy money can buy. There's the matter of storage space, of course. More space means more wondrous items to stock, and possibly lower prices for my most loyal customers.
Я да видим какво предлага. Resource trading. Some merchants will allow you to exchange trade resources for other trade resources. Select the resource you want to sell on the left and the resource you want to buy on the right. Value and price. Each resource has different inherent values. Slaves are the most valuable, followed by medicine, then rations, and finally denarii. A merchant's prices are also modified by their opinion of you, as shown at the top. Abundance and scarcity. Keep an eye on which resource is abundant at certain market and which is scarce. Resources lose value while they are abundant and become more valuable when scarce. The abundance and scarcity at a given market changes weekly. Slaves are used to construct and staff buildings. Как разбирам кое е abundant? Scarce. Значи тук можеше да продаваме slaves яко. За медицина. Цък. Медицина. Четири за 20. Така. Мога ли за денари? Мога. Ма няма да вземам много. Обаче как лесно им взехме медицината. За момента не ми трябват. In my legion forts. Construct and staff buildings. This is just treat injured praetorians. Russians are used. Добре. Има всичко. С 2 трейда след... Да, с 2 за 10 давахме, което е окей. Нека да имаме някакви такива неща. Добре, имаме 100 Russians. Мисля, че това за момента ще ни стигне. Още е рано да правим някакви странни неща. Кой си ти? Каско. С него искам да говоря. Кайсо, Quintus, Aquilus. Я да видим той какво може да ни каже по въпроса. You seem very much like you're at home here.
I've been a soldier since I was 16. The sound of clashing swords soothes my soul. Don't get me wrong, I love Rome. But to me it represents a short break from war. Or perhaps the build-up leading to the next campaign.
Много ми харесва и системата за трейдване, системата за... Да, много, страшно много ми харесва. Така, трейдваме слейвове за медицина, за денари, за... Добре, готина. Готина са го направили. Why do they call you Aquilinius?
That's because I have a reputation for tracking my foe relentlessly and striking without mercy, just like an eagle.
Really? That doesn't sound like you. Relentlessly and striking without mercy, just like an eagle. It's a good name and you deserve it.
Thank you. Few people actually earn their name. I hope you will earn yours.
The duty of Legionarius. How long does it usually last?
Your duty will probably end at the conclusion of this campaign. People like me, though. Our duty ends when we die on the battlefield. I'll continue being the warrior hero, as long as damsels of this world continue finding themselves in distress.
Any particular damsel who's waiting for you back home?
I certainly hope not. There was this one girl in Hispania, though. She still haunts my dreams. But I doubt it. Caeso Quinctius Aquilinus shall never be domesticated.
Значи му се умира on the battlefield, I guess. Have you visited this part of the world before?
Once before. There was another rebellion we had to quell. These lands are beautiful, but the Agae Mare, I wouldn't trust her. She's a treacherous mistress. Don't be fooled by her deep blue eyes.
Let's stop later. Добре. Ами, мисля тук да сложим край на епизода. Естествено ще продължим към нашата мисия, но в следващия епизод. Много приятно съм изненадан от игричката. Имаме да изсвикваме още. Малко тактическия комбат ни избяга първия бой, обаче съм сигурен, че за напред ще се справим доста по-добре. Тук има някакви milestone. Milestone to gain experience. Тук има задача. Тук вече сме в противникова територия, т.е. може да очакваме всичко. Обаче първо трябва да отидем до warehouse, за да разберем какъв ни е плана. Вижте, тук има някакви други неща. Въобще, тя картата. Значи тук е само началото. Ние в общи линии на този остров сме. Остров Лесбос ще бъде само туториал един вид и след това започва истинската част от играта. Ами добре, благодаря ви, че гледахте. Това ще бъде всичко за първия епизод от поредичката на Expeditions Rome. Благодаря ви, че гледахте. Надявам се да ви е било забавно. Това от мен за сега. И всичко и чао.